Sure. Well, we have made significant progress in securing that border region, but I will say that it is a very dynamic situation and something that, of course, we are monitoring and actively working to secure and to continue to secure. And of course, we are searching for any additional Hamas terrorists who are operating within Israeli territory. So it is a dynamic situation and one which is taking time to of course fully secure. Of course. So this since Saturday has really been the main priority of what the IDF is doing. So we have a very large number of forces that have been called up and brought to the area to find these terrorists, to make sure that they can no longer continue in their rampage. And that is really what the IDF has been doing now around the clock. We've also evacuated thousands of Israeli civilians from the communities in the region of the border to make sure that they will be kept safe and to allow the IDF more freedom in movement in terms of searching for these terrorists within Israeli territory. We are not at that stage right now. The focus has been and remains on securing Israeli territory, on protecting the civilians within Israel, and to make sure that Hamas cannot keep attacking and cannot continue waging terror that we have seen in the last few days. So that really remains the operational focus right now. Absolutely. So, of course, part of this mission of keeping Israelis safe and securing our border is to strike Hamas targets from where we know they have been launching rockets, from where they've been launching these attacks that we've seen in the last few days. So we have been striking these locations, again, to make sure that they are unable to continue attacking Israel. And we certainly have been striking those sites. And this is something that we continue to do in order to secure our country. There have been several. We've been able to neutralize several launching sites from where they've been launching rockets, weapons caches where they store rockets and other types of weapons, command and control centers, intelligence centers, communication centers. So these have certainly been significant assets that Hamas has been using in the last several days in their attack against Israel. Historically, there is a close relationship between Iran and Hamas, both in terms of financial support of millions of dollars that Iran has given to Hamas and other types of support. I don't know in this situation, I can't go beyond that here, but I will say that we have seen Hamas in the last decade invest millions of dollars, all of their resources in improving and really creating a top of the line terror organization. This has been their main focus. Of course, rather than invest into the civilian population within the Gaza Strip, they have been keenly focused on amassing arms and continuing their terror. So this is something that we've been calling to the attention of the world over the years. And it's unfortunately a horrible reality that we have had to live with, and certainly in a very acute sense in the last several days. Again, aside from understanding the long-standing relationship and history that exists between Iran and Hamas, I don't at this stage have more information to share with you on that. So we've been monitoring the northern border very, very closely since, of course, the events of Saturday. And first and foremost, we've sent a very, very clear message to the other terror organizations that are operating on Israel's borders, and of course to the countries that harbor them and support them, which is to not get involved in what is going on right now and to not test us. Yesterday, we did see several infiltrations by members of the terror organization Palestinian Islamic Jihad from Lebanon into Israel. But the situation right now is one that we are monitoring very, very closely. And again, we reiterate that message, which is to not get involved in what is going on and to not test us at this time with their involvement. So as I mentioned, yesterday we did see several members of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad operating from Lebanon infiltrating into Israel. Of course, we hold them responsible, and we send a very clear message to all organizations operating, which is to absolutely not continue in doing this. And at this stage, we're monitoring the situation closely and reiterating that message. I think it's very important to emphasize that we are still very much within the fighting at the beginning of what we anticipate will be a long operation to secure Israel's safety. Again, any decisions about escalating that to a ground invasion or something along those lines is something that the government would have to decide. But we anticipate that this will be a long road ahead. We are in a new paradigm, a new reality. This is different from previous operations and exchanges with Hamas over the years. And of course, the brutality that we saw by Hamas, the vast number of injuries, the individuals taken and kidnapped and held as hostage. This was a massacre of Israelis, and the paradigm has shifted, and we anticipate that this will be a long road ahead of us. The most that I can confirm to you at this stage is to say that dozens have been taken as hostages. We don't know about their condition, but the number one way to ensure their safety is for Hamas to release them immediately. Any sort of discussion or conditions, I think, undercuts the reality that Hamas is holding civilians, Hamas is holding children, elderly people, civilians who have no connection in any way to any sort of military conflict. And the most assured way of seeing that they are safely returned is for Hamas to release them immediately. Of course, everybody is working in all levels, both within the military and the government, to follow up on all of the information that we are receiving about individuals. It is a top priority for the entire country. The IDF is also taking over the initiative of dealing with people who are looking for their missing loved ones, and dealing, of course, with just that horrific aspect of what we have seen. So I don't have any specific information, unfortunately, that I can share at this point, beyond to say that it is a top priority. Our hearts are with all of the families wherever they may be in the world. And of course, we are working extremely hard and with complete focus on ensuring that everybody is returned safely.